Hello, this is Maricel, and first of all, I'd like to thank you all for watching this video. It will surely help you to start using iRis, our new integrated management system. Here we can see the access screen. You can access the system by clicking on the link we sent you by email. By entering your username and password contained in that email, you will access the welcome screen. If at any time there is something wrong or something doesn't work, you can always send us an email asking for support to this address. As you can see, you have the option of choosing English or Spanish. For the time being, this is the only bilingual screen in the system, but we will work on making the whole system bilingual in the future. Let's use the English interface. Here we have an overview of the available functionalities. The first option is Create New Invoice. You can select the jobs you have worked on that are ready for invoicing. You can generate your monthly invoice in just a few seconds, so this is a feature that you will certainly enjoy, especially because it will save you precious time. Secondly, we find Create New Claim. This allows you to generate a new claim related to any job, invoice, erroneous amount of invoice, and so on. Thirdly, in My Invoices, you can have a look at all the issued invoices, either paid or still pending, started from January 2015. Then you can see My Claims. We actually hope this list will always be empty. This manages the claims you have pending or already solved, with the corresponding answers. Last but not least, My Tasks is a section that you will adore. Here, you can see a complete list of all the jobs performed with us, delivered, in progress, invoiced, and so on. This way, you will never lose track of your work. Let's go then and have a look at the first option, Create New Invoice. In this section, we can see a list of the tasks you have pending for invoicing. We can select them all with the Select All button, or select them individually for any special reason. For example, if there's a task whose amount does not match your records and you wish to create a claim to solve the discrepancy. Let's assume the list looks okay and we are ready for invoicing. We select all the tasks. Then we choose the payment method and click on Create Invoice. We can now see a confirmation screen with the list of chosen tasks and their relevant information, the amount of each task and the total amount and payment method chosen for this invoice. This is an intermediate screen where you can review and check if everything looks okay. The Cancel button cancels the operation and leads you to the previous screen. Now, once you are sure this is okay, you can generate the invoice by clicking on the Create button. Wonderful! We can now see the list with the generated invoice. We can see all the information and the filters available to search invoices, but this is a separate function we will discuss later. If you need to print your invoice, you can create a PDF. You have to save the file, open it, and print it from your PC. The invoice shows the same data you had in the previous invoice model: company data, personal data, tasks performed, project number, project manager in charge, delivery date, price, etc. Below, we can see that iRis always stamps the invoice creation date and its status. Once you have issued the invoice, that's it. No further action is required on your part. On the 11th day of each month, invoices are processed and the payment period cycle starts as usual. For example, all tasks performed in January are to be invoiced at the beginning of February. You have time until February the 10th to issue your invoice for the tasks delivered in January. If you issue your invoice after the 11th day of the month, that invoice will not be processed until the next payment cycle. For example, in this case, if you create the invoice on February the 14th, it will only be processed in March together with all the tasks delivered in February. Payment term remains the same. The January tasks invoiced until February the 10th will be paid out in March. Now, let's go back to the list of tasks. We have the Create Claim button. There is no need to select a task in order to use this function. We just click on it and the claim generating screen comes up. We can enter a summary of our claim, then a description, a little more detailed about it, and then we save it. This way, we are submitting the claim so that someone at IDEA can take care of it as soon as possible. This is the end of the module. Let's go to the next one, the Claims module. This module is very simple. Instead of sending a claim by email, with this function you can generate a claim that will always be taken care of by the appropriate person at IDEA. We just go to the Create New Claim button, and the screen will let us enter a brief description of our claim, and below a more detailed explanation. Let's write something here as an example. Once we are done, we save it. The claim has already been submitted and will reach the appropriate person at IDEA. Now, the screen shows us an extended view of the claim, in which we can add more comments. For example, each time someone makes a comment or changes the status of the claim, you will receive an email and a link to access it. Below, we can see a list of the status changes, from sent, which is the first stage, until closed, which is the final stage. Now, let's go to the next screen, My Invoices. We can see a list of all the invoices issued from the system starting date, that is to say, jobs delivered in January 2015. It is not complex at all, and it allows you to filter according to different fields, such as, for example, invoice number. Let's search the only number that is in the list, and it should display it. Now, let's enter a non-existent invoice number to check if it works okay. After using a filter, we can simply delete it or just press a cleanup button. If, at any time, you cannot find something you are sure should be there, please click the Clean Filters button and start afresh. Now, let's filter by status, and we will see all the stages an invoice can go through. In process. This means the invoice is already being processed by us at IDEA for its revision, confirmation and payment. Paid. This means the invoice has already been paid. Rejected. This means the invoice has been rejected for some reason. In this case, we will always let you know about the problem. Sent. This means you have just generated the invoice. We can also filter according to project number. For example, if you want to know in which invoice you included project IT1210, we only need to write 1210 and the system will show us the invoice containing the tasks related to that project. We can also search for keywords, for example, translation or big project, etc. Let's try with demo, and we will see in which invoice and project this word is present. In this case, The demo keyword is present in both invoices, so they are both shown. Finally, we can choose which invoices to show depending on the chosen payment method. As you can see, this is very simple and straightforward. Now, let's go to the claim list. In this screen, we have the same filters as in the previous one. We can search a claim by number, status, or keyword. The available statuses are the following. Closed. Claims have already been solved and closed. In process. Claims are being reviewed by a member of the IDEA team. Sent. Claims sent by you, still open and pending for review. As you can see below, by clicking on View in the claim list, we can see them in detail. Within this detail, we can add comments at any time by clicking on Add Comment. With the Back to List button, we can go back to the previous screen. Now, let's go to the final module, My Tasks. In this screen, once again we have filters. We can search by keyword, project number, task status, or specific task number. This means that we can see not only the tasks that are ready to be invoiced, but also those tasks that we are working on and have not yet been delivered. The statuses of tasks are the following. Assigned. A task already assigned. You are working on it. Cancelled. The task has been cancelled for some reason. Claimed. The task has been included in a claim. Delivered. The task has already been delivered. It will be ready for invoicing at the end of the month. Invoiced. Task has already been invoiced. Paid. Task has already been paid. Qualified. Task in which you have been rated by a team member. Sent. This function is not yet available. It will be used to indicate that a task has already been sent to the team of translators. Lastly, here, we can directly browse within the different modules of the system. Well, we're done. We hope this video will help you manage your tasks and invoices easily. Please remember that in case of trouble, you can always reach us at this email address. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and we really hope you will enjoy iRis as much as we do.